Yeah. All right. So now to see who joins. Since I've got two. Okay. So today I was just thinking of chatting about, what everyone's been up to. Don't know what all's going on with everyone. Back down to just one. So, yeah, we've been doing a lot this last week. Started off the week last weekend sewing a bunch of reusable masks. Just nice, simple, easy, just for self-care. Um, so yeah, the masks are it's flannel and cotton and just a little elastic. So that's what I was doing. I lost you, Jay. There we go. Okay. And then after sewing masks for us, as well as more for our daughter who's at one of the nursing homes, I was crocheting ear savers, which are just little pieces like this thick by this long, go in behind with two buttons so that the elastics can hoop onto the buttons. It protects, because the girls, after wearing the PPE for any extended period of time, it's cutting into the backs of their ears or causing massive headaches. So this really helps. So we sent 14 of those in. So that was a big part of the start of our week. All right, it says 3 people. So don't be shy, say hello. Yeah, and then one evening, Jay and I took we did 15 baggies of different seeds to chit. So that was something else we've been doing. Of course, I've since then been rapidly trying to pot up all those seeds as they start sprouting. And I don't know if anyone who's joined so far likes hot peppers, but I was sent these. I was sent the seeds for these. These are Ahi Sugar Rush Peach, and I was sent them last summer by Tim at Troll Forge / Troll Farm. I was told by JT Bear that they had to be started in August if I ever wanted to see them ripen before fall of 2020. So I got them going. I planted them September 18th, or 28th, pardon me, of 2019. And I don't know if those are quite ripe yet. See if I can get them into some better light. But if anybody does hot peppers and knows, let me know if those are ripe. So who all has joined? I've got Phantom. Nobody's talking. It's a live chat. Engage. This is when we get to talk back and forth. At least say hi, please. Otherwise, it's going to be really quick because I'll go through everything we've done all week really, really fast. Yes, we also have a 5-foot tall tomato plant at the front door that started from a seed that sprouted in with soil that had been reused. I thought nothing was going to come of it. It didn't germinate until late into the year. And we've had a couple of tomatoes off of that. There's a few that are on there waiting for you, Jason. So who else? Well, it looks like it's just going to be Jay and I talking tonight. So who others who are watching? It says that there's 2 more. What have you been up to this week? What are you doing to keep yourself busy? Some other things we've done. If you've watched any of our previous videos, where the ducks were for the winter, that's all torn down there. We still have the one area directly off the original coop, the main coop, but everything in front of the greenhouse is gone. And we've been rearranging the greenhouse, cleaning it out, moving out lots and lots and lots of bedding because we do what they call deep litter bedding. So we've been taking that out, getting rid of that, cleaning things up, putting in fresh. We have some broody hens, one of which is sitting on a duck egg. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. And yeah. What else did we do? We've been sorting through a lot of the stuff that never got, a lot of the piles that we have outside our recycling, and looking at what we can reuse and rebuild with that. Just made a new lid for one of the cages I have today, so that'll get put into use as of tomorrow. We will be having a new resident at Learning Curve Acres, so we're supposed to be picking her up tomorrow, but we'll go into that more once she has actually arrived. Yes, gathering the materials from the disassembled projects, because the area that we took down around the ducks, where the ducks overwintered, it was a very large area. So we have lots of timber, lots of fencing we're able to reuse, lots of, we have a gate that's been removed and moved off to another spot. So there's that. Trying to think of what else. It's funny, we were just talking about this before we went live too. To try and remember everything we've done this week. Yes, we're planning a walk-in cold frame. Well, Jason calls it a cold frame. I call it a greenhouse, an unheated greenhouse. Because I have 2 of those wire, green wire greenhouses that you get at, I got mine at Giant Tiger. You can get them just about anywhere though. And they'll have like 3 or 4 shelves. I have one that has 4 shelves, one that has 3. And what I want to be able to do is to put out seedlings into there so that they can harden off. And then they can, really get a lot of good light so that they're not going to be overly leggy as well. So we've been designing that, figuring that out, figuring out where's the best place to put it, not just for sun, but also to avoid any wind damage. So that's a really big thing out here. Refilling topping up the old raised beds that we have out back. Those are going to be the livestock gardens. So that's where we're going to be growing the squash and lettuce and kale and everything that we're going to be feeding to our livestock, to the chickens and the ducks and the bunnies. Um, you know, the squash is going to be for the dogs as well because the dogs love it. So we're going to have those 3 gardens, those 3 raised beds, strictly for that. We have the bittersweet ending to last year's harvest. Tonight we're eating the last of our spaghetti squash. Now, we don't do it the traditional way where you cut it in half and you roast it and then you scrape it out and eat it as if it were spaghetti. We cut it in slices, peel it, remove the seeds, and then we baste it with olive oil, salt, and fresh cracked pepper. And then we bake it that way. And that's just one of the yummiest ways to eat things. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on with us. But I don't know if there's much else to talk about. As I said, with it only being Jason and I discussing what we've done, it goes pretty quick. Trying to think. Yeah, not much else going on. We've been dealing with our old girl who's aging rapidly now. She turned 11 this month. And, she's blind and she's been blind for a little while, but now she's having difficulties getting up and down the stairs. She's having a hard time. She can't get up onto the bed by herself anymore. So, and then we've noticed she's quite stiff in the hind ends and not walking quite as clearly as easily as she used to. Of course, if she thinks that there's a chicken in front of her out in the yard, she'll go running pretty quick for that. She still wants to try and catch the chickens. Oh, I made use. I'm going to try a Pinterest thing. I made use of our old mailbox today. We've had a lot of activity under our back porch with the robins the last couple of days, and I hadn't noticed any actual nest developing. So I thought maybe they were having a hard time trying to find something. But what I did is I took our old mailbox, which is missing the bottom and one of the sides, and I have it sitting on a joist so that there's the 2x4, and then it sits coming like this with the openings to the inside of the porch, so that they have hopefully they'll have a nice comfortable spot to sit and to make their nests, and then maybe we'll have even more babies on the homestead. Of course, I like the wild babies because, well, mommy takes care of them and they fly away afterwards. So, yeah, that was another thing that we did. Oh, and I started some potato starter. We ran, like so many others, we've been making a lot of our own bread at this time, and we ran out of yeast. So I tried that starter that many people have seen going around on Facebook, and you take a potato and you boil it. You cut it up and you boil it in just shy of 2 cups of water. And then you pour that into a jar. You pour the water into a jar and you add flour and sugar. and you let it start activating and use that to grow your yeast. So I actually have it. Um, I actually have it bubbling, so now I can finally make bread. Having fun staying home with you. Oh, you're so sweet, love. Yes, I'm looking forward to when uh, this whole set, when Jason gets into an actual semi-retired uh, work schedule. Because before the shutdown, like before they put a grinding halt on everything in March, all the way back to December, Jason was working 6 and 7 days a week, long days. And so I went from almost hardly ever seeing him except for dinner time and first thing in the morning when we did the birds together, to now he's home all the time and I get to put him to work and we get to have fun and we get to play outside and do all sorts of fun activities, find different projects to do out in the yard, and what are we going to build now? What do we want to change? Daydream about, if we could build a barn, which I would love a barn. Absolutely love that. But that's not for several years to come at the rate we're going. But I think I've kind of covered everything we've done this week pretty much. So I'm thinking of calling this, calling it quits early. We might just sign off now instead of us trying to keep this going till 7. Would have been nice if there was more conversation happening between and more people joining, but maybe next week. So take care and good night.